Good morning to all of you. Today we will see type of analog filters or types of analog filters which are used to design the digital filter transfer functions. Okay, there are two types of analog filter transfer functions are present. One is Butterworth filters, second one is Chebyshev filters. And in today's class we will see what is the magnitude response and what is the stop band attenuation, what is the pass band attenuation, what is the stop band edge frequency, pass band edge frequency of this analog filter design. Okay, now so first Butterworth filters, and in the Chebyshev filter there are two types, type 1 and type 2. You see that. And first, these are the two analog filters. So in the design of digital filters, first we have to find out the analog filter transfer function. After evaluating the analog filter transfer function, we have to transform that analog filter transfer function into digital domain, that is a Z domain. Okay, so step by step we will see. Now, so these two diagrams, this is a Butterworth filters magnitude response, ideal magnitude response, and this is a practical one, or otherwise we can say that. So these are shown for different values of n. So where n represents the order of the filter, okay, order of the filter. Okay, n is order of the filter. Now see here in the Butterworth filter, initially, actually these are the ideal. This dotted line shows you ideal characteristics, which means magnitude response is maximum in the pass band, that is 1, and magnitude response is 0 in the stop band, that is ideal characteristics. But ideal characteristics are not, generally we cannot design a filter with ideal characteristics. So therefore we have some magnitude response which is not ideal. So now what happens is, now the magnitude function is magnitude response of this Butterworth filter is, so you see mod h of j omega is equal to 1 under root 1 by under root 1 plus omega by omega c power 2n. Here where n is the order of the filter, so that order generally varies from 1 to n. It can have any value. Now the point to observe is, see at omega is equal to 0, on x-axis we take omega, analog frequency. At omega is equal to 0, it is like a low pass filter characteristics. It is a low pass filter characteristics. Low pass filter characteristics. From 0 to omega c, where omega c is the cutoff frequency of the filter, from 0 to omega c the magnitude is maximum, a constant magnitude, and after that magnitude is minimum. So therefore at omega is equal to 0 means, see this, at omega is equal to 0, what happens? 1 by under root 1, which means maximum magnitude you will get. And as this omega value varies from 0 to higher values, what happens is this magnitude response slowly falls. At omega is equal to cutoff frequency omega c, the magnitude becomes, you can understand it, at omega is equal to omega c, see what happens, 1 by under root 1 plus omega c by omega c, so which means 1. So 1 by under root 1 plus 1, this is the 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 means 0.707. Okay, that value is there here. At omega is equal to omega c, you get the magnitude 0.707, that is called 3 dB down magnitude, minus 3 dB magnitude. And so therefore what after that, so the curve falls like this. The point to observe is, as n is 1, so you have a response like this. As n is 1, the response looks like this. Okay, now as n value increasing, what happens in the design in the magnitude response is, as n value increases, the magnitude response approaches the ideal response. You see n is 1 here, n is 2, n is 4, next n is 6. As n value increases, so this magnitude response, this side it comes like this, and in the above from in the pass band it looks like this. So when n becomes infinite, so it approaches to the ideal filter characteristics. Okay, that is the Butterworth low pass filter characteristics magnitude response, and this is the magnitude of the transfer function, where h of j omega is the transfer function 1 by under root 1 plus omega by omega to power 2n, which represents the magnitude response of the filter. And this is to design, but practically if you want to design the filter, we need some approximations. That is a Butterworth filter approximation magnitude. So here, so this is h of j omega. So these parameters are useful for us in the filter design, which we are going to see in the coming classes. So therefore, so at omega is equal to 0, we have a maximum magnitude 1.0, and after that at 3 dB, so you will have 1 by under root 1 plus epsilon square, where epsilon is a parameter, passband parameter, and lambda is the stopband parameter, and alpha p is the passband attenuation. Okay, the attenuation in the passband, alpha s is the stopband attenuation, and this you see from 0 to omega p. This is called passband, up to which all frequencies are passed. From omega p to omega s, it is called a transition band. In this band, magnitude response slowly changes or slowly transits from one band to another band. You see, so this is the passband edge and this is the stopband edge. So the region between these two, stopband and passband edge, is called the transition band. After that, so this omega s, this entire thing is a stopband. From here to here, it is a stopband. So therefore, these parameters are 1 by under root 1 plus epsilon square, 1 by under root 1 plus lambda square, alpha p, alpha s, omega p, omega s. These are the 6 design parameters in designing the analog filters. Okay. So therefore, after identifying this, what is the omega p, what is omega s, what is the cutoff frequency, after calculating that, so these things will be given to you. Alpha p, passband attenuation will be given, stopband attenuation, stopband edge frequency, passband edge frequency will be given. We have to calculate the analog filter transfer function. After calculating the analog filter transfer function, just we can transform it into the digital domain. Now coming to the second one, Chebyshev filters. So in the Chebyshev filter, there are two types, type 1 and type 2. So in the Chebyshev filter, the characteristics or magnitude characteristics are somewhat different. So the characteristics looks like this. Here you don't have any ripples in the passband. You don't have any ripples in the passband. It is monotonic. So the major difference is in the Butterworth filter, the magnitude response is monotonic, whereas in the Chebyshev filters, magnitude response is having some passband ripples here and here. Now we will see this. So that is a major difference. So in the Chebyshev filters, the same remaining all parameters are same. So 1 by root 2 will have a 1 by under root 1 plus epsilon square and 1 by under root 1 plus lambda square, alpha p, alpha s, omega p, omega s. Everything is same. Only the difference is, so you have a magnitude response in the pass band, that is a oscillating or magnitude response, and ripples are present. So when n is odd, it will start from 1. The magnitude response characteristics starts from 1 when n is odd number, maybe first order, third order, fifth order, like that. So when this n value is odd number, so that is however the different equation is there for Chebyshev filter that we will see. But remember that when order of the filter is odd, then it starts from omega this magnitude 1, and it will have some passband ripples. These ripples, it is not constant like this waveform, like this magnitude response. It is not constant. It is varying, and it is having some ripples in this band. Up to this, it is called pass band, and in the stop band, it is monotonic. In the stop band, it is monotonic. Here, coming to the even filter, otherwise we can say when the order of the filter is even, so it will start from 1 by under root 1 plus epsilon square. That is the major difference between Chebyshev filters when n is odd and when n is even. So when n is even, it will start, the magnitude response starts from 1 by under root 1 plus epsilon square, and this is what is the pass band ripples, and in the transition band, so it will decrease. The magnitude decreases like this, and in the stop band it becomes further less. So therefore, that is a major difference in the magnitude response of the Butterworth filter. We don't have any ripples in the in the Chebyshev filter. In the magnitude response in the pass band, we have a ripples. These are called pass band ripples, and it is called monotonic function. Here only, so in the magnitude response of Butterworth filters, So magnitude response is monotonic decreasing function. Okay, that is the basic difference of the Butterworth filters and Chebyshev filters. There are some other differences are also there. The number of poles present in the Butterworth filter are more than the number of poles present in the Chebyshev filter. The number of poles present in the Butterworth filter on the circle, means all the poles are present on the circle, and in the Chebyshev filter the poles present on the ellipse. Okay, in this way we can differentiate the Chebyshev filter and Butterworth filters. These are the two types of analog filters present in the analog filter design. So in the Chebyshev filter there are two types of Chebyshev filters are present. First one is type 1 Chebyshev filter, type 2 Chebyshev filter. So the major main difference is in the type 1 Chebyshev filter, so you have a EP ripples in the pass band. You see, you have a ripples here. Magnitude response is not constant. Magnitude response is a rippling in the pass band, and in the stop band it is monotonic. Okay, it is in the stop band from here, even in the transition band, in the stop band, it is monotonic decreasing function. Okay, that is how we can say. And this filter is a all pole filter. All pole filter means in the filter transfer function you have a all poles and you don't have any zeros. Okay, that is a type 1 Chebyshev filter. And coming to the type 2 Chebyshev filter, see the magnitude response in this filter is, so it is monotonic in the pass band. See, as already I told you, from here to here it is pass band. Here to here it is pass band. It is monotonic decreasing function in the pass band. And in the transition band, from transition band you will have a some even up to transition band you will have a mono, and this is a pass band rate frequency, this is the stop band rate frequency. So therefore in the stop band you have a equirepulsion, and this type 2 Chebyshev filter contains both poles and zeros. Okay, it contains both poles and zeros, and it is monotonic in the pass band, which means magnitude response does not have any ripples, and it provides a constant magnitude in the pass band. In the stop band it contains ripples. Okay, equiripples in the equiripples. Equiripples means ripple magnitude is equal. All ripples have the same magnitude. Okay, that is the equiripple means. Equiripples in the stop band and monotonic in the pass band. Okay, this is about type 1 and type 2 Chebyshev filters. And we have seen Butterworth filters. And coming to the difference between these Chebyshev and Butterworth filters is, in Butterworth filters all the poles present on the circle, okay, and all the poles are represented in the circle, whereas in the Chebyshev filter the poles present in the ellipse. Okay, that is one of the major difference. Even if you find out that equation, you will get a ellipse and circle. Ellipse for all the poles are present in the ellipse for Chebyshev filter, all the poles present in the circle for Butterworth filter. So that is the one. And another major difference is in the magnitude response of Butterworth filter, so it is monotonic. You don't have any ripples in the magnitude response. Whereas in the Chebyshev filter you have ripples in the pass band as well as in the stop band. If you see type 1, you have the ripples in the pass band. Here you have ripples in the stop band. So therefore there are ripples are present in the pass band as well as in the stop band. Coming to this Chebyshev filter, in the Butterworth filter you don't have ripples, just it is a monotonic function. And another difference is in Chebyshev filters both poles and zeros are present, but in a Butterworth filter, so number of poles are more. Number of poles are more present. More number of poles are present in the Butterworth filter comparatively Chebyshev filters. Okay, so these are some common differences and similarities present in Butterworth filters and Chebyshev filters. Okay, so this is about general introduction about analog filters, that is Butterworth filters and Chebyshev filters. Now coming to this, we will see one problem, how to find out the order of the given filter, any filter, right? Suppose see, determine the order of the low pass filter for Butterworth approximate with a 3 dB attenuation at 500 Hz and so attenuation of 40 dB at 1000 Hz. Okay, so therefore you see this is only 3 dB attenuation. You have to understand this 3 dB attenuation and 40 dB attenuation. So 3 dB attenuation is low attenuation in the frequency, low frequency, that is called pass band attenuation, and this is the pass band edge frequency. Like that you have to identify whenever a problem given like this. So this problem is given in the many times in the, even in the 2019 December paper also this was given. So therefore 3 dB you have to understand the problem. So what is the frequency, what is the attenuation? So here the frequency is 500 Hz and pass band attenuation is 3 dB. In the same way, stop band attenuation, stop band and pass band they will not give directly. You have to understand by looking at the problem. So now, so in the stop band we have a 40 dB attenuation and the frequency is 1000. So 1000 Hz, 1000 Hz. Okay, frequency is 1000 Hz. Now, so how to find out this is, first of all we have to identify what is the, so this alpha P. Alpha P means pass band attenuation and alpha S is the stop band attenuation. Okay, how it is pass band, how it is stop band means you have to identify on the given by looking at the given statement. See, 3 dB attenuation at 500 Hz, low frequency 500 Hz. That is the pass band attenuation and pass band frequency, like that you have to identify. And here 40 dB at 1000 Hz, which means, so in the high frequency range, high attenuation is present. Low pass filter characteristics looks like this. See, you have a maximum means minimum attenuation at pass band and maximum attenuation at stop band. You see, maximum magnitude is 1 here. Here maximum magnitude is 0 or 0.1 like that. So therefore, by looking at the characteristics and also given this is a low pass filter. Okay, so therefore identify the pass band attenuation, stop band attenuation, pass band frequency, pass band edge frequency, stop band edge frequency. Once after identifying this, where n is the order of the given filter, right? If you want to calculate the order, that n is the order of the filter, that n is greater than log under root 10 power 0.1 s alpha s minus 1 divided by 10 power 0.1 alpha p minus 1 divided by log omega s omega p. So therefore here another point is frequency is given in hertz. We have to convert that frequency into, so radians per second means radian frequency. So that is why we are multiplying the given 500 Hz by 2 pi. So therefore 1000 pi you will get, that is the pass band edge frequency is 1000 radians per second, 1000 pi radians per second, and stop band frequency 2 into pi 2000 pi radians per second. And these values are directly given. Alpha p and alpha s values are directly given. Now we substitute all these values, given values in this equation. So therefore n is equal 10 greater than or equal to log under root 10 power 0.1 into, what is alpha s? Alpha s is 40 minus 1 divided by 10 power, so 0.1 into alpha p is 3. Okay, alpha p is 3 minus 1 divided by, and greater than or equal to, divided by log, what is omega s stop band edge frequency? 2000 pi. In the same way, pass band edge frequency is 1000 pi radians. Okay, 1000 pi radians per second. Okay, this is the formula. Now, if you simplify this, n greater than or equal to log under root. Carefully observe. You need calculator here. You need calculator to simplify these values. So 10 power 1 by 0.1 means 1 by 10. 0.1 means 1 by 10. So therefore 40 by 10 means 4 you will get. So therefore 10 power 4. Okay. So 0.1 by 10 means what? It is a 0.1. So therefore 40 by 10 means 4 you will get. That 4 I am writing here. 10 power 4 minus 1 divided by. So here it is 0.3. Okay. So 10 power 0.3 minus 1 divided by, so this log, so this 1000 times 2 pi and pi. So therefore what you will get, log 2. Okay, log 2. So 1000 pi, 2 is 2000 pi, so therefore log 2. And further, if you simplify that, you will get, see unit calculator here, directly you cannot do. 10 power 4 is 1000, 1000 minus 1 is 999, divided by, to get this simplification, definitely you need calculator, sir. There is only one log, and you will get like this, sir. So therefore n, if you do that simple simplification, so n is approximately, you will get 6.6 some value. So therefore always, you see this condition, n must be greater than or equal to this particular value, whatever the value you calculate. So that after calculating the value, suppose if you get some fraction like this, now here n is 6.66. So therefore that what is the condition, n must be greater than or equal to, so that particular number or value. So therefore we take n as, n is the order of the filter, is n is equal to 7. We take n is 7. Okay, so like this we get the order of any given filter. Suppose see, you will be, and this type of problems are important problems you will get for examinations for 2 months, sometimes even you can get for 5 months also. So therefore you will be given the pass band attenuation, you will be given the stop band attenuation, and pass band edge frequency, stop band edge frequency will be given, and from this formula you can calculate this particular order of the analog filter design. Okay, so in the next class we will see the designing of Butterworth filters and Chebyshev filters by taking some examples, and after that, that is the end of this particular unit. Okay, so in the next class we will see how to design a Butterworth filter and also how to design a Chebyshev filter for a given specifications. Okay, thank you.